Hey there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So, right now, I'm feeling like a very mobile, very fluid, and clearing energy coming in today, okay? It kind of feels like traffic finally starting to move, all right? And the word I'm hearing is delivered, okay? Something I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's like, it's almost got like this like resentful, like whatever vibe. Something about whatever you've been waiting on is finally on its way and it's arriving at the perfect time. But you're like, whatever. Like you're kind of maybe a little resentful from it because it was like maybe driving you crazy. It's what I'm feeling. But at the same time, you're like, yes, this thing is finally here. Like you feel the love of the moment. Like you're feeling very like I don't know, sympathetic of like, oh, I understand why it was lost or something like it's almost like getting like lost mail or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of the vibe. So let's see what other messages are coming through. So you do start off in a very like compassionate energy, compassionate spirit, okay? Something about you've been just waiting for something to happen. You're just being very sympathetic, empathetic, maybe just like understanding of some sort of logistical error, logistical delay I'm hearing, okay? But it's moving is what I'm hearing, okay? But you've had to put in a little bit of work, okay? Because it's like the devil energy is there, and it's like you want this thing to come in. You have a strong desire, a strong attachment to this thing. Maybe you're moving. Maybe you ship something to somewhere. Maybe someone's shipping something to you, or it could just be like a travel or some sort of shipping delay being resolved. Okay, kind of leads to like some sort of perfect timing vibe, is what I'm hearing. Okay, but yeah, it's just like, oh, you're just kind of feeling chained to the situation because you're like, I can't leave the house until I get this package. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's coming off that sort of way. And so right now you're like trying to stand guard in the existing environment with that King of Swords. It's like, you're like, okay, I know logistically this is going to perhaps get delayed by 2-3 days. Let me just wait it out. That's like the vibe. It's like you're just kind of being patient with it. But at the same time, you're like, oh, this is inadequate. This service should be working as intended. You know what I mean? Maybe you might feel like the service that you're using may be incompetent. Maybe you feel it's ill-equipped, or maybe vice versa. You might be feeling that way. But you're just anchored to the truth. Something about being fortunate that at least you have these opportunities or these fortunes coming in. Okay, this delivery coming in, this ability to move. But you do feel kind of anchored in the environment because it's like a blockage. Like when you put an anchor down, it's like stopping you in your tracks, okay? But this blockage that has been like preventing some sort of physical item or travel plan from reaching you is it's gonna be resolved, okay? You're gonna be able to have a clean slate in your environment, okay? But it just feels very tough to get through because it's like you need this thing before you do the next thing. You know what I mean? It's almost like the itinerary plan is not adding up. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hearing. And it's like it's almost like you received the code and it's like delivered, but it actually hasn't delivered. Maybe you're freaking out, maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? I've been there for real. And so maybe you were just like a little frustrated by the wait, okay? Is what I'm hearing there. So it's like maybe you just decided to like clean the slate with the situation. With that Nine of Pentacles, you're just deciding to, hey, you understand, it's gonna come in, but at the same time, it's like you might as well just I'm hearing revel in like the moment of when it's gonna come. It's like it's gonna happen, but you're not sure when. So you're trying to like detach yourself from the dependence of that thing. You know what I mean? Trying to be independent, but it's coming in. Okay. Something about frantic and the chest. So maybe I don't know what it is. It's giving me like those boxes with teeth, like claw, like teeth. And it's like when you put your hand in the chest, it like bites back at you. I forgot what they call that, but it's almost like one of those sort of things, kind of like a fantasy chess vibe. Has a tongue and like fangs all around it. But I heard it. Maybe it's like a mimic or like something like that. I don't know. I forget. But yeah, just like the vibe of just like almost getting bitten back. It kind of gives me like strength vibes as well with the woman putting her hand in the lion's mouth. Okay, almost like you just had to have some sense of restraint about you to be like, okay, just like everything's gonna be all right kind of vibe, you know? So it's kind of allowing you to like breathe. I'm hearing just like zen out. Okay, maybe universe is like, hey, have a sweet treat before you get into the weeds of it all. Okay, but something is moving. Okay, something is sweetening up for you. Okay, I'm hearing the arrival. What is finally at your door is here. Okay, this could be the chest. This could be the thing you're waiting for. And you might actually be physically waiting for donuts or something delightful to eat, okay? Maybe some sort of food in the delivery, okay? Maybe some sort of issue occurred, okay? Maybe some sort of food that a family member made you. Maybe that might be of significance, but there's some sort of blessing in the delay. Something about it almost makes you feel like when you get it, you're like, oh wow, this was worth the wait. Maybe whoever's sending you this thing or wherever you're trying to go to, travel to, something about this is like, yes, it's delayed, but there's like an additional reward on top of it because of your patience, is what I'm hearing, okay? So there's like a blessing, or maybe you find out that there's something twisted that happened, okay, behind the scenes that you weren't expecting. You know, it's almost like when the universe tries to prevent you from walking out the door and like because you forgot something and then you realize like right across the street there was a car accident, you know what I mean? Something like that. All right? Something about obnoxious and the island. So it's like kind of like something obnoxious occurs which prevents you from reaching the island that you're trying to travel to, maybe, okay? Maybe you're trying, I don't know, I heard Hawaii. Maybe you're trying to travel somewhere like this, like resort, this sort of like destination. And it's like, because you can't necessarily get from A to B efficiently, maybe there's like a plane delay or something. It feels almost obnoxious about, like, the service feels obnoxious, is what I'm hearing, okay? Maybe you feel like it's just not adequate, you know? Maybe you feel like the service that you utilize just isn't tending to your needs, is what I'm hearing. But it's going to lead to perfect timing. When you get to your destination, I'm hearing discounts. I'm hearing that things will finally dissolve, okay? But there's like some sort of frustration by the wait, you know? So the universe is kind of just like actually aligning the arrival of certain moments for you, okay? So when you can fully, you know, utilize the resources at play, at bay, is what I'm hearing. It might be raining one day and you're like, oh snap, it's gonna rain the whole week, and you're like in this sunny resort kind of vibe, and you're just like, ooh, this is not gonna work out. But then all of a sudden the sun comes out and you're like, whoa, you know, it's kind of one of those vibes. Yeah, it kind of gives like, I don't know why. Maybe some of you are on a private island. Maybe you own a private island, okay? Something about this thing took like a lot out of you, like expense-wise. Maybe something very expensive you bought and you're waiting for it in the mail. It got delayed. You're scared. Maybe a private item that you really care about. Maybe like a family heirloom or something. But it's coming in, okay? It's definitely coming in. Something about sleeping on it. Just take a nap, okay? Might be of significance here, okay? And I definitely feel with this shy energy. I don't know what it is. When I was shuffling the deck, I also saw resentment come out. I was like, ooh, we already got 3 up here. But resentment wanted to come out after shy. And it's like, you might be feeling almost like timid at first of like the realization of what happened. Maybe we're a little reserved. Maybe not even timid. Maybe you're just reserved and a little bit resentment. You're trying to hold back your resentment from actually being seen about the frustration you've been through. But you're going to be in that 3 of Cups, being able to kind of like, you know, have the support you need while you're going through this. So it feels like someone supportive around you who's helping you through it. But yeah, the clearance is happening, okay, right now. It's going to ensure that everything you need is in the right place before the next major situation and the next major leap, launch, whatever you're going through right now, okay? But yeah, I'm hearing that you're trying to keep your emotions private, maybe, because maybe this is this thing that you're trying to do is for someone else. But you feel stuck to the situation because you need everything to be in place before you showcase it to this other person, maybe, okay? It kind of gives this vibe of just like you want to do a surprise, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm kind of getting this energy of just like, I don't know why, something about wishy-washy, like, cause like you're really caring about the situation because it's related to some sort of connection, some sort of partnership. This could be romantic related. Maybe you're trying to surprise someone you love, someone you care about with a surprise travel plan, a surprise physical gift, okay? And it's just like, wow, some of you might be getting married, some of you might be proposing, but it's like you feel almost timid in the moment because you know how important this thing is for the moment, and it's like it cannot be delayed, you know what I mean? It's like almost like trying to buy an engagement ring, and it's like you don't want it to come late, and you planned it weeks in advance, months in advance, but it doesn't show up until like the very last moment, and you're like, yes, you get to go on the travel plan, you get to bring the physical item, which is the ring, you get to propose to whomever, and it's like everything works out. Everything was perfect plan, perfect timing, and it's just like it couldn't have been better than what it was, you know what I mean? It's like everything aligned for you, and it's just like you're like, thank goodness. That's kind of the energy I feel with this. It's like this is the delivery, okay? So it's like It almost feels like a logistical nightmare, which is like not funny, but also kind of like you can laugh at it a little bit because it's like we've all been there. Okay, but like Ace of Swords, it makes me feel like something about like finally, like you're like, okay, everything is going to work out. Everything is happening at the right time. It's like a breakthrough moment where it's just like, yes, everything. Like I'm hearing something about the word go, like the action go. You know what I mean? So the plan is in action. It's something about something with the plan being in action, something like that. I don't know the phrasing, but yeah, it's gonna be a good final outcome with the Queen of Cups. Something about just you intuitively being, staying in your compassion, okay, staying in the sense of empathy towards not only yourself but the situation, everything that you've done up until that moment in time. It's really just going to benefit you, okay? I'm getting this feeling where it's just like whomever you're traveling to, wherever you're traveling to, whatever gift this might be, all of your problems, I'm hearing like all of this energy that just feels like I'm hearing all up in the place. I don't know why. All over the place is going to resolve itself. It's just going to, make you feel whole again, is what I'm hearing. Okay? But yeah, someone will try to make you do something against your will, something important, such as a new job or a raise. Interesting. So I'm definitely getting this vibe where it's just like maybe you kind of have to travel to somewhere and you're doing it against your will, maybe for some of you as well. Or maybe this is someone's action is making you do something against your will, like file a report for an item, things like that. But it does feel like it will come in, but it's like in a different manner. Okay, that might be of significance for some of you. It seems like a separate message from what we've received. Okay, but it's like almost like you might be on the receiving end of receiving something that you weren't expecting as well. Okay, some of you might be cross washers. Okay, yeah, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Some of you are waiting for an inheritance. Okay, I'm hearing something about, I don't know what it is, but maybe this has something to do with people fighting over an inheritance, and you're waiting for your I'm hearing your portion of an inheritance. But someone's trying to make you give up a certain portion of that or give up your rights to an inheritance. Okay. But yeah, news is on the way. I'm hearing things are going to balance themselves out because I'm hearing something about an accountant helping you, assisting and guiding you. You might have a loved one helping you out as well, making judgment calls, okay, towards the proper evaluation of a situation. But yeah, you're using your intuition. We've been getting a lot of third eye chakra vibes recently, so a lot of you have been tapping into tapping into the frequencies, okay, to overcome some sort of obstacle, okay. Wow, a lot of dogs. We're getting something about pleasure with a close friend and advice from a friend. So you're just receiving a lot of advice at this time, okay? Related to just anything and everything that you're going through. It kind of gives this energy where it's just like, it's going to be a period of frustration, but there will be lessons learned from all of this. Something about you disconnecting after all of it's over because you've done the reflection. You're going to be able to withdraw from it. But it does feel like some sort of upheaval moment, okay? But yeah, just take care. Enemies are working against you. There might be someone who's trying to delay a package, delay you from taking a travel plan or initiating a travel plan, receiving a delivery, okay? It kind of gives this vibes where like a neighbor tries to take your package and you realize, one day you're just going about your business and you're like, where's the package? And you realize it's literally in their house and you just, you saw them open the door and you're like, whoa, I know that's mine kind of vibe. It's kind of weird like that. I don't know why. It's like, what? It's so strange. But so it kind of gives it the energy of that. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, for the most part, it looks to be that, everything's going to work out in your favor. You're going to be able to get your packages. You're going to be able to take your travel plans. You're going to be able to receive your inheritances. Okay. I'm just hearing all the paths are opening up for you. All the delays were happening for a reason. You're being blessed. And everything is finally at your doorstep. So yeah, these are all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider showing your support by subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment down below. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.